This controller, it says right here, these are some diagnostic indicator. So like this LED over here, you can use this LED to do some diagnosis by pushing this little switch right here. One of the things it does say on here, if this LED is off, there's a control failure. That's also the first indication that maybe there's something wrong with this controller, because that LED is supposed to be on. It was not on. This says if it's off, then probably have some problem with the control board. The very first thing that I did then is I used my voltmeter, and this connection over here where it says line, this is the power input to the control board right here. And so I used the voltmeter to check the voltage between here and where the white wire comes into the control board, which is over here. And this is supposed to be 120 volts across there. So when I used my voltmeter to check across here, there was definitely power on the board. So I knew that the board actually had power. The second thing is that the green wire over here that's coming from your thermostat, if there is 24 volts on this pin, that means the controller, your thermostat downstairs, is telling the controller to turn on the fan motor. If there's no voltage on this line, then you know that there's something wrong with your thermostat. So I also use my voltmeter to check across this line and the blue one, which is the common. Now, it just so happens I didn't know what any of those wires were, but I just Google like thermostat wiring diagram. It explains what every one of these wires is for. So it's easy enough to and the green wire is turn the fan on. The yellow wire, white wire, etc. We're to tell it either to heat or cool and so forth. So when I did check that, the green wire was activated, which means the control board should have been turning the fan on. Now, you can look on the wiring diagram and it tells you which wire and which connection actually goes to the fan motor to turn it on. And you can just go to where the fan motor is and just trace the wire back to the control board. And it just so happens that this line right here where it says cool on here, that's the wire that's connecting to your fan motor. So if that wire is not, if there's no voltage on that wire, that means your fan motor is not coming. That's what's powering the fan motor directly. So everything else seemed to be, the signals were right, input voltage was right. This light actually was not on at all. And the fact that there was no signal coming out of the board to turn the fan motor on, we came to the conclusion that this board had to be replaced. So when I bought a replacement board for it, plugged it in, connected all the wires to it, as soon as we turned the unit on, the fan motor started and the air conditioning worked.